Can I get another fuck the police? Fuck police! Can I get another fuck the police? Fuck police! Can I get a fuck capitalism? Fuck capitalism! Fuck capitalism! Fuck capitalism! Thank y'all. Let me take this off so I can hear
Oh, poor white people. They are here to control. Here to brutalize. Here to beat. Okay? Say fuck the police. They protect property and property, not people. Say fuck the police. Fuck the police. You will see the police out here like my sister said, kneeling, trying to get a hug here and there, trying to take pictures and all that stuff. Okay? But where was that when our brother was, we will say his name, say George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. He did not deserve what he got. But George Floyd wants everybody to know that it is bigger than him. It is bigger.
All right. Now, when I look out here, I see so many people with so much pain and so much determination in their eyes. And I can't see how people don't see how connected we all are, how people claim that this is an act of division. There are people who claim that this is here to tear apart America, that this is something that the left is doing to sow division and create the notion that racism exists. But if you don't think racism exists, you haven't been paying attention. As a community, and after they tore apart our family with their own negligence, and if that taught me anything, it taught me that if you can sit by while such horrible things happen, you cannot say that you're apolitical. You cannot say that you don't want to contribute to the problem. Not speaking up is contributing to the problem. Not only that, there was... Who here is familiar with the story of Cameron Tillman? Not nearly enough people. Cameron Tillman was 14 years old. Cameron Tillman was hanging out with his friends in an abandoned apartment that the owner knew that he was in. Someone else took it upon themselves to call law enforcement because they were there. And the officer knocked at the door demanding that they come out. And as soon as Mr. Tillman opened the door, he opened fire on him. Now in a correct world, in a just world, he would have never had to question whether or not that knock on the door would have been the last sound he ever heard. But this is not a correct world. So he laid on the ground for 45 minutes with no assistance from law enforcement, with no ambulance came. Nobody did anything. So I say again, if you can stand by while these horrible things are happening, then you are a part of the problem.
Harmonized and moving forward. We have quite a bit to fight for, and these things are connected. At the end of the day, we understand the importance of defunding the police and funding the people. We have to do that. The reason that we get these criminalized images on television is they want us to be scared. They want us to be scared of each other, so we think that we need them. But we prove every day that we know how to monitor and engage ourselves and care for ourselves. What we really need the system to do is get out of our way. Stop interfering with our self-determination. If community members have not proven to you now that we know how to work out those problems when we have our resources, and you stop exploiting and extracting them from us, but because we know that you're not just going to roll over and give us, roll over and return to us, we have to fight. My people, we have to fight. My people, we have to fight. And one of the ways that we have to fight right now in the city of Orleans Parish is connected to the inequities around housing. This is very connected. We're standing in this space today, fortunately, because of the grace of the unhoused people who normally would be in this space because they live here. They're not homeless, they're houseless. And the houses are available. The houses are available. And we can't be out here talking about we're fighting for black lives, but we pass black lives who are unhoused every day and don't give a fuck. When we say Black Lives Matter, it's not just when they're gunned down in the street from bullets from police. We say Black Lives Matter while they yet live. Black Lives Matter while they yet live. Black Lives Matter while they yet live. And we're going to give up for free. Come on, friends. Because when people are out here working hard every day and can't pay their rent, and the landlord nice to you when the check come in, but terrorize your world when the money's not there, it's the NOPD that they call to help evict us up out of the space. And here's the thing. You want to be out here giving fist bumps to black people, hugs, taking a knee? Too late for that shit. We know at the end of the day that you out here conspiring on our demise. And it's so hard because, you know, when everybody's feeling the festive spirit and the police are walking you across the street at the Jazz Fest with the drink in your hand and everybody acting all cheery, those same police understand that when they take that uniform off and they're walking down the street as a regular old everyday black person, concerned. Because they say so. So if you're concerned without your uniform on, and you're willing to turn into the monster with your uniform on, you are a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. How dare you be out here talking about you here to protect and serve, when at the end of the day, you are part of the process, dragging people out of their houses when they can't afford to pay. Don't nobody not pay their rent just because. People be at work all day long. But the day we decide in a unified effort not to all pay our rent at the exact same time, then you'll have a problem. So being out here is important for us as we build solidarity. Because when you see the police and ICE, that's the same thing, approaching our undocumented siblings and you let them just swoop them away, part of the problem. You see your neighbors struggling. You heard their stories across the fence. You see them and the police dragging their shit out of the house. And you're like, well, you know, if only you would have been able to pay your rent. You're part of the problem. So either we're going to make the connections today. Those of you who are bold enough to go on strike, or you stand in front of a business and you protest a business, they call the police. Because they don't want you to interfere with their property or their profits. Well, we got to interfere. We got to interfere. In the new world that we want to create, we understand that we're going to have to work, but we want to work in harmony with what's in alignment with our highest well-being and good, not your demand on us. So at this time, as you think about this NOPD, also be reminded that when the state police and the Jefferson Parish Police come into Orleans Parish, the New Orleans Police Department are silent as hell. And that right there lets us know that you don't care. That knee is bullshit. The only knee we've seen is the one that ground in to George Floyd's neck. And we won't ever forget that shit. We won't ever forget it. We won't ever forget it. We won't ever forget it. Put your hands together for the brothers of Metro Radio.
Power to the people. Now we want to represent the story of Modesto Reyes today. We as a coalition, Black-led coalitions, we out here in the midst of this war, in the midst of all the wounds that we are inflicted with, in the midst of all the wounds that we have to internalize, in the midst of all the therapy we never get no motherfucking access to, in the midst of none of the time that we get access to heal, we still have to be out here to fight. So we appreciate everybody who stands in solidarity, because it's more than necessary. And right now I act in solidarity to help our brother out, because we are still confined by the bullshit system of legality. There are things that he cannot say publicly about his own brother's case. So I'm going to relay a couple of those facts real quickly. Modesto Reyes was murdered by the police in JPSO a week ago today. He was murdered because it was claimed that he had 2 guns. It was said that this was done because they cited those 2 guns after they tased him. After they tased him, they're saying that they found these 2 guns. But there's been video that's been released momentarily so they can cover their own ass, all right? That shows that that was a lie, that that was not the case, all right? And now all of a sudden, the video has disappeared, mysteriously. We call bullshit on that. But we've seen this play before. It's been done again and again. But what's most important about this moment, and what we really are caring about in this moment and priding ourselves on, even though it's a fucked up thing to have to pride yourself on, is that it's now converged with this national, global moment of a fight against white supremacist, capitalist, state-sanctioned violence against black bodies, and we got an opportunity to win right here in Orleans Parish. You can look exactly how the dollars goes out. The biggest pay gap in the world is between a black woman and a white man. And not any old black woman, but a black woman right here in Louisiana and a white man. Why is that? Because the '1 source for their capital comes from here, which was the slave capital during the time of slavery. So you know, the same system that started out here 300 years ago is still running well. It's still breathed by black blood on a regular basis. And we're one of the biggest feeders of that of any place in America's economy. So if anybody got a reason to fight, it's New Orleans and all the surrounding parishes. By ourselves, we got to analyze where this hurt coming from and find a way to undo it. And we got an opportunity where you can see justice for Modesto Reyes. I want us all walking out of that courtroom. No, we can't bring that brother's life back, but we can destroy this motherfucking system. That's the least we can do. I'm talking about an undoing of racism, yeah. I'm talking about an undoing of white supremacy, yeah. But I'm talking about an undoing of capitalism, yeah. I'm talking about an undoing of heteropatriarchy, yeah. I'm talking about an undoing of misogyny and sexism, yeah. One body, one mind. If I fuck you up and I cut off part of my arm, I can't do it. I can't do it. And if you see something being done to a black body of any kind, because all black lives matter, you gotta stand in the gap for any one of those black lives, because all black lives matter. Any fighter with some blood in the ring will start making some concessions and kowtowing and shit. But guess what? As soon as you turn around, like it was done, I believe, in Kentucky the other day, got up off of the knee, went back with his cadre, started shooting people with rubber bullets. That's how they really rock. Take another selfie out. Why is the white liberal governor of Virginia able to make an action that we can't get in a 65% black city with a black mayor? Because it's all the capitalism system. We paying you. We paying the mayor. We puppet string and pep string. That's what we need to know. So all that to say, I want to take it back to Modesto Reyes and Alfonso Reyes going to tell us where we need to be on Saturday. But understand that every little fight is just another fight. This is just another round, okay? We got at least 14 more to go if this is a championship fight. We got at least 15 more to go if this is a whole season out here, okay? And unfortunately, we've seen this game, we've seen this play so many times before. Don't sleep, y'all. Don't think this is it. This is the fucking beginning, okay?
Is tied up with the liberation of black folks in Jefferson Parish. And as the police continue to cross these lines, and we need to hold Jefferson Parish accountable for the whole lot of people crossing that.
He said slavery would have never been abolished had it not been for bloodshed. Now he said there was a time he thought Could have been done without bloodshed, but he knew it wouldn't have been not for the bloodshed. Now, we know that there's some people in this crowd who got the spirit of truth. And I say Black Lives Matter.